The purpose of this podcast is to educate and inform. It is no substitute for professional care by your doctor or your qualified healthcare professional. Never disregard or delay professional medical advice because of something you've heard on this podcast or in any linked material. Guests who speak on this podcast express their own opinions, experience, and conclusions. Dr. Shirley neither endorses nor opposes any particular opinion discussed on this podcast. The views expressed on this podcast have no relation to those of any academic, hospital, practice, institution, or other entity with which Dr. Shirley may be affiliated.
Welcome to Forever Fab, the podcast on fashion, the art of living, and all things beauty. This podcast is curated by Dr. Shirley Madhere, MD, as the definitive source of holistic wellness through beauty.
Hey everyone, it's Dr. Shirley. Welcome to 15 Minutes of Fab, a segment of the Forever Fab podcast where I review products, services, experiences, and frankly, whatever, in 15 minutes or less. If the full-length podcast is a couture dress, for example, then 15 Minutes of Fab is like a button-down French cuff white shirt paired with leather leggings. If you don't have time to tune into the full-length podcast, then check out 15 Minutes of Fab, just a small dose. Some have considered it truth and beauty or plastic surgery secrets or as a nerdy or academic take on wellness and beauty with a dash of fashion. Consider it what you may. My aim is to engage you as a credible and authoritative voice in most, if not all aspects of beauty and wellness with a dash of fashion. That includes products, wellness services, technologies, innovations, new scientific research, and plastic surgery. As the founder of Holistic Plastic Surgery, my approach to beauty is through a lens of wellness that's grounded in science, backed by medical study and research, strengthened by my clinical experience, and bolstered by my surgical training with the use of principles and techniques of plastic surgery. And then there's my love of fashion. Of course, I feel uniquely qualified to talk with you about beauty, wellness, aesthetics, and plastic surgery, as well as products and services within those spaces, not only because of my extensive, and may I add, expensive training and expansive background, but also because I'm one of you. Many of the human issues around aging and being a fierce fab person, as well as an agent for positive change, I live these too, and I try. You're not alone. So together we can help the world become a more beautiful, forever fab place. So if you'll have me and give me at least 15 minutes of your time, let's get at it. In this new year, I've decided that it will be one of expansion and discovery. So I'll explore all sorts of topics, near and possibly far-fetched, while still focusing on the topics that make the Forever Fab podcast, well, fabulous, namely fashion, the art of living well or wellness, and beauty. As part of my philosophy of holistic plastic surgery, which I created well over probably now 15 years ago, where I believe that beauty emanates from within, wellness plays an integral role in my practice. And this goes for many aspects of life that help you to live in grace and beauty, including nutrition, exercise, products, services, technologies, mind, body, spirit, and science. The title of this episode of 15 Minutes of Fab on the Forever Fab podcast is Beauty is in the Eye of the Forecaster, New Beauty Trends. According to explodingtopics.com, from which much of this information is based, despite the losses incurred by nearly every industry during the pandemic, the beauty industry is rebounding and is well poised to reach $101 billion by 2027. The factors impacting this growth in the beauty industry include cosmetics and personal care technologies, and these spaces are benefiting from science-backed innovation as well as technology. So today, I'll summarize the top 6 beauty trends in this market for this year and into the next, so you can decide whether you want to modify your beauty routine to reflect any of these trends. The first trend is seen in AI and AR, artificial intelligence, and augmented reality. Companies are using these technologies for a more personalized experience to better engage consumers and influence our buying behavior. Companies may use a questionnaire to help you choose the best products for your needs, a skin test to help determine the health of your skin before recommending one of their specific products, or they may offer a lifelike try before you buy interactive experience. So all of these things, ideally for the companies, are helping you to guide you along the customer experience and ultimately to have you land a purchase. And how we benefit is that we actually get a bit of a more sort of detailed experience or more information about whether or not we really want to buy the product we're about to click on. The second beauty trend is biotechnology for sustainability. Now, biotech has had significantly positive impact in the beauty space, such that it's often referred to as biotech beauty. And according to ClarksonConsulting.com, quote, biotech beauty uses biotechnology to develop lab-generated ingredients, which you would typically find in nature. The advantages of biotech beauty are huge in terms of sustainability, and ingredients are grown in labs instead of harvested, meaning, resources such as land, water, and energy, these aren't necessary for production. So basically, it's a way of mimicking what exists in nature, creating them in the lab for functionality in beauty products and personal care goods, but also sparing the environment from all the harvesting. So as long as the environment and the planet are areas of concern for us, and they should be, the intersection of innovation and sustainability will continue to be powered by biotech resources. Now, the third new beauty trend is natural and organic ingredients. Now, in my opinion, this is not new because I've been on the natural and organic ingredients for years. But nonetheless, explodingtopics.com considers it a new trend, and as such, I'll tell you about it. The Environmental Working Group, or EWG, one of my go-to resources about product ingredients and how safe or toxic they are. This group provides information on personal care and beauty ingredients by studying their widespread use. And according to the organization, quote, the American government doesn't require health studies or pre-market testing of the chemicals in the personal care products, even though just about everyone is exposed to them, end quote. In a survey conducted by this group, the EWG, of 2,300 people, their findings showed that, quote, on average, respondents use 9 products daily. These contain 126 unique ingredients. One man in the study in 100, and a fully 25% of women surveyed apply 15 or more products each day, end quote. This means that we are potentially exposed to a number of ingredients that may have negative or toxic effects in and on our bodies as they accumulate over time. And this may be the single most important driver of why consumers are now seeking natural and organic ingredients to apply on their bodies, or they are looking for what's called clean beauty. It can be a bit of a challenge to find products that are actually considered quote unquote clean. A definition provided by goop.com states, quote, clean beauty is a largely unregulated term created in response to the limited regulation of the beauty industry by consumers and companies wanting a choice. In broad terms, clean beauty products are those made without ingredients shown or suspected to harm human health, end quote. KinderBeauty.com actually differentiates clean beauty from natural beauty by stating that, quote, clean beauty is mindful of the environment, while natural beauty focuses more on the ingredients in products. Clean beauty will always mean non-toxic, whereas products labeled natural may still include toxic chemicals among natural ingredients, end quote. I think that's a pretty good point. It also stands to reason that just because something is natural or organic doesn't necessarily mean that you will not have a reaction to it. One person's, beauty potion may be another person's poison potion. ExplodingTopics.com also states that, quote, the global market value for natural beauty and cosmetics is poised to grow to $59 billion by 2031. Trend number 4, social media sales. I have to admit, I am hearing more and more that TikTok and Instagram are becoming sources of beauty retail. ExplodingTopics.com again states that, quote, experts say nearly half of all social media users will make at least one purchase on a social platform this year. While TikTok is said to be the prime platform for beauty sales, IG is also gaining more traction. And from what I understand, the average purchase price of these consumers on the social media platforms can be up to $800 each purchase. Wow. The 5th trend, men's skincare products. Listen, I've seen this trend come and go and come back again. In addition to male grooming products, men's makeup and cosmetics are actually also seeing a rise in interest and sales. According to an Ipsos report quoted on explodingtopics.com, quote, according to the report, the main reasons men give for using beauty products are enhancing their general appearance, improving the texture and appearance of their skin, and looking younger, end quote. Well, welcome aboard, guys. I hope you stay in this space for a long time and keep leveling up your beauty game so that all the pressure is not all on women and those who identify as women to keep looking beautiful and fabulous and attractive. Let's share that, okay? The number 6 beauty trend is demand for DEI, or diversity, equity, and inclusion along all aspects of the beauty ecosystem. When brands and companies do not represent all the colors and ideologies of the human spectrum, well, some of us feel a bit left out. So companies and brands are starting to pay more attention. A McKinsey report found that women of color, quote, specifically Black women, quote, make up more than 11% of beauty spending, end quote. Yet, we are not equally represented in the marketing and branding of these products. From my perspective, we are also not equally represented in the creation, formulation, manufacturing of these products either, nor in the representation in the C-suite of these beauty companies. At least kudos to Fenty Beauty for bringing awareness and inclusion to their line or to their company with over 50 shades of color, but still, the beauty industry has a long way to go. On that note, onward and upward. This concludes this episode of 15 Minutes of Fab on the Forever Fab podcast. As always, stay beautiful and forever fabulous inside and out. As always, if you love this episode of the Forever Fab podcast, please share it and subscribe to the feed. Listen to past episodes or check out who's coming up next on foreverfabpodcast.com. If you enjoy listening to the Forever Fab podcast and you want more, get more audio and visuals with a membership through Patreon. Choose the gold, platinum, or diamond tier for premium added content, special co-hosts, lifestyle videos, branded merchandise, and maybe even private access to my clubhouse by visiting patreon.com/foreverfab. If you're a founder or you represent a beauty brand and you want to be featured on an episode of the Forever Fab podcast segment of 15 Minutes of Fab, send me some stuff. Visit foreverfabpodcast.com and fill out the contact form. For general holistic beauty tips or to set up an appointment with me to discuss your personalized options for leveling up your beauty, visit elementsandgraces.com and sign up for my newsletter or just give us a call. And for an online e-consultation on time, anytime, and on your time, visit clicklift.com for your wellness, plastic surgery, beauty, and wellness questions on the go. That's click-lift.com. It's time for the elevated house call. Jet Set Beauty RX offers beauty on-call services near your home or other domicile, delivering beauty in the privacy of a medically equipped mobile aesthetics unit. Reserve your appointment at jetsetbeautyrx.com. Thank you for listening to this week's Forever Fab podcast episode. Until next time, stay beautiful and fabulous, inside and out.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Forever Fab, the podcast on fashion, the art of living, and all things beauty, curated by Dr. Shirley Madhere, MD. Live beautifully and help make the world a more beautiful place.